it's obviously true that if you put your name on a lawn sign and you ask people to vote for you know what I'm saying? And you say, I'm gonna stand up and represent your interests on this council, that you now are a person of power. You may not think you are, particularly if you're like the progressive minority of the Democratic minority of the Republican. You know what I'm saying? You're like, power? That's the last thing I thought I had around here. You might be thinking, my job is to make a point. Now let me just say this. In Congress, we can't hardly get nothing done. If we manage to not shut down the government, we have achieved something. But the truth of the matter is that at the local level, there's very important things that not only you can do, but that you actually have been doing. You know, if we have minimum wage ordinances that give our people a wage they can actually live on, they don't start in Washington, and they probably don't start in the state capitol. They start in your city because you, despite all odds, despite people telling you the business community will never go for this, that our community is not organized, our community is going to get beat. You say, to hell with all that, I'm introducing it, we're going to spark a conversation, and it radiates throughout the land. Let me just say this to you. One of the things we absolutely must do, and the progressive community must lead the way on this, is we've got to abandon silo campaign. When a member of Congress is running, and the city council is running, and the state legislative council is running, we should all get ourselves in a room several times during the campaign, not with the goal of simply winning the election, but with the goal of driving up the raw number of voters. Why does this matter? Well, here's one reason it matters. Blue state like Massachusetts got a Republican governor. Blue state like Maryland got the right-wing Republican governor. Now, how in the world do we have all these wrapped up young activists talking about 15 in the union, Black Lives Matter, climate justice? They're in the street, right? But somehow, our young people believe that activism on an issue and what happens at the election are independent and separate events. It is the job of each one of us in this room to help them understand that your demonstration, the goal of it is to change the rules. And that means elections. And it must be that way. But they will never believe you unless you go to the demonstration. Because we cannot have the articulate, bold, brave, absolutely relentless, absolutely passionate young activists thinking that the election doesn't matter. In 2013, when Mike Brown was shot down by a white police officer in the city of Ferguson, a city of 66% African Americans, only 12% of the people have voted in the previous election. Only 6% of African Americans have voted. Inadequate police services were only one of many problems. Inadequate police. So what is the problem? It means when somebody is domestically abusing the lady next door, they slow to show up. But when the young brother's on the corner with his hands hanging down, not doing nothing, they quick to beat the hell out of him. You understand what I'm saying? Underprotected, over-police phenomenon. Directly related to the lack of a voice in local government. You actually have to go talk to people, knock on their door, engage them in a conversation, and make sure we are ever northward in terms of turnout. We begin to dominate the election. And we begin to not just beat Republicans, but we begin to push out our corporate Democratic friends. And they begin to, that's right. And then, talking to the progressive business community. There is one, y'all know it. Sustainable Business Council. These people believe that their employees are an asset and they want to pay them right and get them trained. We know that we're engaged with our labor friends. We don't just go to them when we want to check. Right? We don't show up at the black church in the last week in October. But we now, as leaders, have got to be the ones who who organize and mobilize the progressive base to say, guess what? we're going to run the table on this thing. If there's only 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 people voting in your local election, let me tell you, those are the numbers a lot of times. Am I wrong? Maybe fewer than that sometimes. Am I right? Tell me, say I'm wrong if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Okay. Then we can dominate this thing.
That's right.
If we team up. I'm telling you that I will mobilize the Progressive Caucus and we will go help you get elected. We will do it. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you that the election is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of something. It is the beginning. It is the beginning of the progressive renaissance of America. It is the beginning of an economy that is shared, that is green, that is inclusive. And you are leading the way. God bless.